Welcome back. We have found the royal treasury, and there's something here that Alhazred really wanted to hide from everyone else, including the royal treasurer. And I have a hunch it's going to be under that sheet. So what can we find there? A DeLorean, perhaps?
Alexander pulls the drapery aside, curious as to what might lie underneath.
The suspense is killing me! A number of items.
On the table is a coat of arms with the head of a beast on the crest.
Beast said that his coat of arms was stolen by the Druids. This must be it.
But if it was stolen by the Druids, then what is it doing here? Wait, could it be that these things are the remaining stolen items?
On the table is a fleece made of gold.
That fleece must belong to the Winged Ones, and they thought the Isle of Wonder had taken it.
Then this would be the singing stone.
On the table is a strange-looking stone that's giving off an odd, high-pitched noise.
That must be the Isle of Wonder's singing stone. Didn't the queens think that the beast had stolen it?
But he must not have, since the stone is actually here. And finally, the sacred miniature oak tree.
On the table is a miniature oak tree. It looks very old.
That must be the sacred miniature oak that the Druids thought the Winged Ones stole.
As Alexander looks at the objects on the table, he realizes the depth of the Vizier's cunning. It must have been the Vizier or an accomplice who stole that one thing most precious to each island, and then leaked rumors that one of the other islands was responsible.
What did the Vizier have to gain by causing the islands to hate one another?
It is quite simple. He was able to go about his evil plans to take over the kingdom without any disturbance from the other islands, because they were too busy feuding with each other. By keeping the islands separated, he ensured that they could not form a united front against him. Quite clever, if you ask me. And of course, he didn't steal these treasures himself. He had Shamir Shemazel do it. And additionally, you actually need to look at all of the treasures. If you miss one of them, then at the ending of the game they'll still say that they don't know why the islands were feuding. Which is a bit weird. So look at all four. You may have noticed that we didn't get any points until we actually looked at all four of them. But since we did that, we now know why the islands were feuding, and we just need to tell them that. It was actually the Vizier behind all the thefts and not the other islands. And that will certainly make it a lot easier to reunite them. Alright, I guess we'd better make our way up to the throne room, because I have a feeling that wedding is gonna start soon.
Alexander hears the sound of music coming from the east. It sounds somewhat classical, but... oh no, it's wedding music! Alexander hears a door of the north hall open. Then, the sound of guard dog footsteps. The footsteps are headed this way.
Uh-oh. I know I've said it before, but I really like this minor key variation of the wedding march. Really makes the wedding seem like something to dread rather than celebrate. Also, there are guards coming! And they're coming from the north, from the guards room, of course. So we'd better make like a tree and get out of here.
Alexander hears the sound of a guard's footsteps coming from the north. Wait, There are more footsteps approaching from the west. Now what?
That's not a good thing, and we really need to get to the throne room if the wedding is started, so there's only one way to go, and that is up. Ooh, I think I was lucky.
Alexander hears the guard enter the West Hall.
Usually I get caught here, but the guard appears to have left. So if I wait downstairs for him to leave, usually the guard from the north shows up first.
There's a door at the top of the stairs that must lead to an upper floor. The door has a doorknob and a keyhole.
Never mind that the door is open.
Alexander peeks through the keyhole.
How does that
There
even
is
work?
no one on the other side of the door.
It still tells us that there is no one there, which should have been obvious considering the door is actually open. So we can go through without risking getting caught and hopefully get to the throne room. Okay.
Alexander looks cautiously around the grand hall, but there are no guard dogs to be seen.
Hey,
The
that's where
wedding music is coming from behind those two large doors.
that's where that door opened. To.
Prince Alexander, here, the Vizier will have my head for allowing you within a mile of the royal wedding. Since you are of noble birth, I will give you 5 seconds to explain your presence here before killing you. I warn you, it had better be good.
What difference does it make if you're planning on killing us anyway? I can prove that I know Cosima, and that she likes me, by this note that she wrote me.
Wait! I'm a friend of Cosima's. I have a note to prove it.
Vizier Alhazred said you were a danger to the princess. Even if she believes you to be a friend, I have no reason to doubt that the Vizier is right about you.
Alright then, we'll give you a reason to doubt the Vizier. This letter proves his evil plans.
Wait. If you love your princess, you'll hear me out. The Vizier is not what he appears to be. Cosima is in terrible danger. I have proof that this is so. For your princess's sake, you must believe me.
Let me see that.
Saladin reads the letter, his sword point still against Alexander's throat. Alexander watches the guard dog's noble face darken with rage.
This is treason. I'll have his throat. But how do I know this letter is not a forgery? You could have written this yourself.
But I did not. Have you no doubts of your own about Alhazred? Don't you see? All he wants is the crown. Cosima is being coerced. We must stop the wedding.
It is true. I have had my suspicions about the Vizier, especially when King Califim and Queen Alaria died. But I have seen Cosima with him several times. She appears to be quite happy, even enthusiastic. I don't believe she could love him if he truly were so wicked.
I cannot believe for a moment that she loves that snake.
A jilted lover would not believe it. But come, see for yourself.
The captain of the guard leads Alexander into the throne room, where a ceremony seems to be in progress. Alexander feels his blood run cold at the sight.
I, Cosima, declare Abdul Alhazred as my lawful and beloved husband and king of this realm.
But, Cosima, what are you saying?
Do you still claim that the princess is being forced? Perhaps it's you that's the danger, as the Vizier has said.
No, how can this be?
Alexander can't believe his eyes as he looks at Cosima. Could she possibly mean to wed Alhazred? Is she out of her mind?
We know, of course, that this is not the true Cassima. But without the mirror, how can we prove it? Let's see.
Cassima, stop!
Prince Alexander here? This is an outrage! How dare you allow this traitor to get past you, Saladin? You stupid mutt! Can't you even keep the castle free of assassins during your own princess's wedding? Kill him! Kill him now!
Lord Alhazred, with all due respect, you are not quite king yet, and this is a wedding ceremony, not an execution.
What? How dare you contradict me, you flea-bitten mongrel! I gave a direct order. Obey me, or feel my wrath.
Milady, I apologize for my behavior, but I am yours to command in all things. I wanted merely to hear your own wishes from your own lips. Tell me what it is that you wish me to do with this young man, and I will obey.
Why, Captain, you heard my dear Abdul. If he wishes this atrocious young man's death, then I want nothing more than to see him get his wish. Obey thy liege now and always.
Now what do we do?
As you wish, princess.
Just as Saladin prepares to run Alexander through with his sword, a shout is heard from the direction of the Grand Hall.
Hold! In the name of the true king!
It's King Caliphim.
King Caliphim and Queen Ilaria burst into the throne room, looking alive and well and full of wrath. Behind them, a line of supporters look prepared to battle, if necessary, for their beloved royal couple.
Cassima, darling, are you all right? Has he hurt you?
Hands off of her, you murderous goat!
If I want your advice, I'll ask for it, Mother.
But, Caliphim, that's not Cassima. I'd know my daughter anywhere.
What have you done with our daughter, you devil?
The lovely image of Cassima suddenly bursts into smoke and is replaced by the Wazir's genie.
Why, you conniving serpent!
Get him, guards! Saladin, your sword! Drat it all! You may have ruined my plans, but you won't get me, or your precious Cassima. Get them, Shamir! I command you!
Uh-oh.
He's getting away! Stop him!
Yes, sire, as soon as I deal with this genie.
Shamir, the Wazir's genie, begins to throw balls of dazzling light at the guard dogs.
We can't wait for him to deal with the genie, so it's up to us to stop Alhazred. Better do it quick. There he goes. We'll have to follow him in the next video.